Hello fish fools, Jeff here. So this is my 10-gallon quarantine tank, and of all these fish that currently occupy it, their quarantine period has come to an end. So I'm ready to start moving them to different tanks. This group as it is now will be split up and going to, some fish going to different community tanks. So I've had these fish in here, some for a week up to 2 months. I got different fish from multiple PetSmarts and Petcos and my local fish store. Several trips along the way and gathering different fish from different sources at different times. It's one thing to get what you want. You may have to go to multiple sources and even at different times because they won't always have what you want. But everything that I have in here, it was the last group of fish I added was a week ago, and then I added my quarantine medications, and a week has passed and everything in here is looking pretty good, with the exception of that platy right there. I think I'm just going to leave that behind, but yeah. I need to move these out. Another reason is I need to make way for new fish. I did just place an order on with Aquatic Arts. First time I've placed an order with them. Second time I've placed an online live fish order. But yeah, I'm hoping that package will come within the next couple days, so I have to move these fish out. So yeah, so what we have here, I'm going to start with the fish going to my 84-gallon 6-foot tank. So the rummy nose tetras and the glowlight tetras, and my first betta, that female betta right there, and the plants, these 2 corkscrew valves, and some of this ludwigia repens. I'm going to spread that out into my 40 gallons also, so a few stems in each. And oh yeah, that tuxedo swordtail will be going in there. And some Japanese trapdoor snails. And then for one of my 40 gallons, the green fire tetras. There should be 6 in here. The red cap guppy, and some of the Japanese trapdoor snails, and some of the Otocinclus. I'm going to split those up into 2 tanks I have. My other 40 gallon that doesn't have any already, I'm going to put 6 of those in there, and whatever is left over will go in the other one that already has Otocinclus. And that's where the male neon dwarf gourami is going to go. Oh yeah, and these melini Corydoras, bandit Corydoras, or false bandit Corydoras, those are going to go in the same tank with the green fire tetras. And then the peppered cories are going to go in my 10-gallon wild guppy tank, along with a narite snail, and another narite snail will go in my 10-gallon guppy and their hybrid tank. And I think that's most of everything, but I'm going to start moving some fish, and not sure if I'm going to get to all of them, but we're going to start with the 84, what's going in the 84 gallon. So I'll show you some of the fish when they're releasing their new tanks. Stand by. Alright, so I gathered up everything that I'm going to gather up. I did leave the peppered cories in the quarantine tank, so I'm going to be involved with 3 of my community tanks, this 84 gallon, and the 2 40 gallons. So here rummy nose tetras, the glowlight tetras, the female betta, that female swordtail, Japanese trapdoor snails. So where I have 6 rummy nose tetras in here already, now adding these, I believe there's 10. I bought 12 from my local fish store. I lost 2 of them, I believe. So it should be 10 in here. Even that one with the missing half of its, bottom half of its tail fin. Yeah, so I'm going to let them acclimate and I'll release them in here. And I'll also add the plants. So there's the corkscrew valve, and I just put the ludwigia repen stems in here. 3 of the stems in this tank. Alright, let's check out one of the 40 gallons. Alright, so this 40 gallon is going to get the male dwarf gourami. There's a female dwarf gourami in here already. And 6 Otocinclus and the 1 panda garra. There it is. So this panda garra in the bag that I got from PetSmart, I bought 5. That's the only one that lasted to the end of quarantine. 2 of them, when I got home, the day that I bought it, 2 died in the bag. 1 died shortly after. And then the other one just disappeared. I guess it may have died and gotten eaten. Alright, and right next to this is my other 40 gallons. So this is getting the 6 green fire tetras, looking pale after getting caught, but they were looking nice and green and fiery in the quarantine tank. And this 10 of these melini Corydoras, 2 Otocinclus, and the 3 Japanese trapdoor snails, the red cap guppy, and yeah, there's a male platy in there too. Alright, so I'm going to let them acclimate and then I will release them and we'll check them out in their new tanks. Stand by. Alright, done acclimating. Fish have been released to their new homes. So looking here at this 40 gallon, you can already see the otos. 3 Otocinclus right there. I put 6 in here. Yeah, there's another one. And there's the male dwarf gourami in his new home. Just went after a shrimp right there. And that's the female I already had. And that's, yeah, I think that's the panda garra I just added. That one's might have been a little bit bigger than the ones I have in here. So there should be 4 panda garras in here now. 1 real big full-grown adult. The one I just added and 2 other small ones. Alright, let's go right next door. This is my other 40 gallons, so added 10 of those guys. So I already had 2 of these red or orange Venezuelan Corys. Just the 2 of them as they are, but for now they'll just stay in here. But it's nice that they'll have a group. So 10 of those guys. And there's the 3 Japanese trapdoor snails I just added. I already had a bunch of Otocinclus in here, so I had 2 more that I just added. And green fire tetras. That's one right there. Probably give those a little while too. There's one. Once those adjust and color up, they will look pretty sweet. And here's the red-capped guppy and the male platy, the Rhytis platy, perhaps. And I added a couple stems of ludwigia repens right here. And while I was doing that, I noticed I have another little mystery plant, little tiny bulb that is sprouted. And what that came from, what plant that is from, I don't know. And I also have my vallisneria back here, has sent a runner. So that's good. That's the jungle val that I got from Aquarium Co-op. That's just about all entirely dead, but this one I had already, and if it's a different type of val, this one's doing better. And yeah, a runner there. There's the Crinum calamastratum. My previous video I mentioned how I have that. Well, the one in this tank in the 84 gallon, a little comparison. Let's go check out the 84 gallon with those new fish. Alright. There's the new swordtail. A lot smaller compared to this huge female swordtail. Glowlight tetras, rummy nose tetras, so that should make 16 rummy nose tetras in here. And there's the Crinum calamastratum, looking awesome. And so I added, I just put the trapdoor snails right there, the Japanese trapdoor snails. We'll see once they wander off after a while. And the new plants, corkscrew val, just put right there. Another one right here, and this one had a little tiny runner already. See how that does in here in my hard water. And the ludwigia repens, I put 4 stems in here. One there. No, 3 stems. One there. That's a copa that I already had. One here, and one there. So I don't want this to get too bushy with plants, but a few more like that. I do have some more plants coming. As I mentioned, I placed an order with Aquatic Arts for some new fish, including roseline sharks. And I got some plants while I was at it, and then just today I pulled the trigger on another plant order from KJE Aquatics. So spread some of those plants to different tanks. And yeah. So hopefully my Aquatic Arts package will arrive this week, because I want to get it in get the fish in my quarantine tank. So I still have to do, of what I just did tonight, moving all these fish, I still have the peppered cories in the quarantine tank. Those are going to go in my 10 gallon, but I'm going to do that later because I still have to do a water change on that 10 gallon before I make the move. And then I'll be ready to add more fish to the quarantine tank, and hopefully, like I said, that package will arrive hopefully Friday. I was hoping, I ordered it yesterday on Tuesday, and with next day air, expecting it to be ordered on Tuesday, I had in mind of it being shipped Wednesday so I could receive it Thursday, but it hasn't been shipped yet. And then I noticed later that the handling time is 1 to 9 days, which is too big of a window than I really would have wanted, because I did order it purposely so that it would be, being that it would be shipped next day air, that I could make arrangements to be home to receive the package, and I could do that because I planned it with that in mind this week. But if it's on the back end close to 9 days of the handling time, then it might be kind of screwed, but hopefully that works out. Alright, well, as the fish get adjusted, I'll show this. Oh, there we go. There's some schooling action, the new fish, but not all of them are grouped up together yet. Alright, well, that's it for now. And remember, I'm Jeff, and I enjoy fishies. Thanks for watching.